What you saying? Got your hat?
Got your hat. This is such a weird situation where Floyd is fighting this dude because I've seen Tyson.
I missed a phone call from Mike Tyson, which now translated into him having to make a message just to say.
A video message.
A video message.
Yeah,
and that video message changed the game. I feel like I keep getting into misunderstandings.
Never foresaw with how flagrant it was going.
Yeah.
There was one point where in my head I was thinking to myself, if these men start fighting, what's my what's my role in this? Cause I'm like just rushing Spence. I'm like, but at the same time,
so I needed her to understand that ain't gonna fly.
But
anyway,
but she was trying to tell you that if you keep this up, my bro, you ain't gonna fly.
Rio Ferdinand. Or LENNOX this?
Yo, look, I can do it like money made, glamorous ting. 12 round unanimous ting. Casual fans on an analyst ting. That ain't KG and Travis's ting. That's undefeated, undisputed like LENNOX. Do it on points, jab your head off. Who tried to say that AJ fell off? Must have never had Nigerian.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with 2 undefeated fighters.
Chatting it up. Bro, episode 100, you know.
100 season, dropping bombs, fam. That's what it is right now. We made it, fam. No, actually, can we have an applause, please? Give us an applause, bro.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. But we're in the studio.
Yeah.
Let's do the T4 studio clap. Let's go.
I missed the studio clap. Yeah.
Just T4 studio clap. You know what I mean?
Just
Just
take it back.
Bringing it back. But again, like 100 eps, bro. We're here. Somehow, some way.
We made it, bro.
And it's dope. Like, you got to say to yourself, you know, a lot of men say, right, I got an idea. Yeah? And usually, when men say, I've got an idea, certain times the idea doesn't breathe.
Doesn't become anything more than just an idea.
It's an idea and you go back to work. Do you know what I mean? Like, or your friend.
And then 6 months later, someone does their idea and they go, rah, I was right, you know.
Useless.
That's how it goes.
Absolutely useless.
Literally, and it's almost like, and then somehow you convince yourself that person copied you still, because you know how it is. I've been in that position before as well.
Illuminati.
Yeah. Because I had the idea in my mind. Fair enough, I didn't write it down.
Trust me, I told you though. They must have heard.
Yeah, and the phones are listening. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it feels dope to be here. Like, it feels dope to be in this moment with the team. Everyone's back together.
Yeah, no, for real. For me, I just go back to the journey, like of all the stuff that we've done. Like even when we first got invited to an actual boxing match.
Yes.
You know what I'm
wait,
saying?
Lion. That guy, Lion. Yeah.
And we saw Chris Congo fight on that card.
Yes.
And it was just like, right, like, oh, so this can happen. Like you can get invited to fights. Like it was just.
Yeah. And respect to that fighter still. I don't know if he's.
Nah, he's stopped now. I think he's gone back to amateurs. I was chatting to him the other day.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Wait, he's still fighting, or he's gone back?
He's fighting like in amateurs. He was just saying there's a lot of politics in the pro game. It's just like I ain't
not enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it the same way. So it's like just staying with the amateurs. No, cool, fair play to him, man.
Do that, man. Do that. But again, I would say he was instrumental in understanding what it could be like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gave us a taste.
Went to our first leisure center, fam. Well, as a pod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First leisure center, and it was like, I was like, raw. And we were there.
Do you know what the funny thing is, yeah? At a boxing match, yeah, when you're in the crowd in your front row or whatnot, the majority of people around you are fighters.
Yes.
Of other disciplines. Like, they're just here just to watch some boxing as well. Trust you to get into beef with some unknown brothers that we don't even know over the seats. You remember that?
Oh.
And the whole time, I've got this in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, listen, we don't know these guys, yeah? Like, them man could be ex-MMA, Thai boxing. He might not even be a boxer. But I'm thinking to myself, right, okay, cool. So the seats situation got a bit nuts.
It was a bit,
yeah, we left, come back, and there's brothers in our seats.
In our seat. Yeah.
And it looked like the promoter guy must have just like seen us coming back, and he's like, all right, lads, there's like a seat over there. And it's like, we've gone to the seats because it's like, all right, the fights are on. Let's just quickly just go and sit down.
The ankle.
So we're sitting down now, and halfway through, I'm seeing KG just like, Listen, I don't like this, you know. But he doesn't even make an announcement that he's like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go and chat to dinner. He gets up like he's checking the angle still, walks. So it's like, yeah, remember the other guy that we met there? So I'm sitting there with this brother now, and it's just like, all right, cool, watching thing. And I'm thinking you've gone out to find that same promoter, bruv. Man's over there with the guys in the seat on some, yo, you man are going to have to move.
You know what's so mad about this story, yeah? I totally forgot, but I remember it was warm because they were not small men as well. They was
bruv. So I've looked over there and I'm scanning from my seat on some, yeah, if this gets nuts, I need to hopefully give it a fighting chance and back it. So I've gone over there and I'm just kind of standing behind on a moral support team because I'm like, I don't want to fan the flames of this moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing man's like, nah, you men are going to have to move. And the craziest thing is, they were so nice about it. They were like, oh, no worries, mate. You can have it, it's fine.
No, because it was mad, because where they put us, they tried to make it out that
corner
they're premium.
post,
They tried to make it out like it's a premium seat. We got a good visual, and the visual was trash.
All we can see was corner post.
Corner post, it was nuts. And I was like, nah, this ain't it. Like, and we were happy because, for me anyway, it was like, we were here for this guy. We're gonna come back and pod about him.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we had the best vantage point. Yeah, bruv. So again, that was a big moment. I would say that was one of my favorites in terms of just like knowing what it could be. Because even picking up the tickets was like he's giving them to us.
Yeah.
You know, then you say to yourself, okay, this is the beginning, because the next fight after that, Dion Juma.
Next fight was Dion Juma. Yeah. That's right.
Next fight is Dion Juma. And
you know what was dope about that one?
Yeah.
Is when people come up to you and go, "Right, you lot undefeated boys."
Oh, it was incredible.
Fam. And I was just like, right, these are all ages, all
Yeah.
demographics.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing older white guys coming up to us like, undefeated boys. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, you watch the pod.
Listen,
You watch the pod.
I thought it was in the barbershop first.
That's what I realized.
Mate, everyone.
Bro, that's one of those things you see. Right, the scope of this is it's getting wider and further than we could reach.
100%.
Loved it.
And then it was mad because when he won the fight, literally people ran to us as if we we fought. You know, it's like, see, like I remember what you lot talking about. Yeah, I mean, so I would say that was a big moment. Is there like a
Vegas?
No, but before we get to Vegas, is there like a moment where you was like, was there a guest where you was like, oh, this is nuts, this is peak?
I think TUNDE, you know.
Really?
At that point, because remember the fight, the Kovalev fight, just happened.
What, when TUNDE and Spencer both came together?
Nah, when TUNDE came on the beginning, we're talking episode 16.
Yeah.
And it was just after the Kovalev fight. So there was a lot of convo about TUNDE and this and that and the trainer and the criticism.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hadn't seen in the interviews. Then he came to sit down with us. That's when I was starting to be like, we're getting the take. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, snap, this is...
Yeah. You know what? And shout out to TUNDE for being our first ever. Like, when we reached out to him, and he came down and he just saw what we was trying to do, straight away he was like, rah, you lot have something here. Do you know what I mean? But then I think it's so funny with TUNDE. I feel like I keep getting into misunderstandings with everyone in boxing. Because it just literally, I don't know, maybe I do, like I don't try to stir for no reason, but it happens, innit? Yeah. So I will say something and it sounds a bit sarcastic. Yeah. I take the Lennox Lewis one. That was, I knew, like,
the Lennox one
I knew what I was doing.
Nah, the Lennox one was mad because, obviously you never would have imagined that Lennox would respond.
Never.
But your take was so flagrant, fam. Even now, listen, like if I go back and watch that, I'm like, look how you're talking about the last undisputed champ. Outrageous.
You know what it was, though? I don't think it was just me. I think it was the meme that didn't help. It was the clown image behind it as well. You got to blame WALE as well, because the extra sauce that he added, I was doing doink. I remember saying doink, and I said, nah, if I'm the last undisputed, I got to talk to that guy. So even when you got that message, when you got the long message.
From the caption, and what made me laugh is how he only added me in the response.
Petty.
Oh, bruv, the way I smiled. I said, oh my days, bruv. I was driving.
Yeah.
Bruv, the traffic light just before you get on the A406.
Yeah.
Best believe I sat there when it was green. And I was reading the messages. Man bibbing behind me. I didn't care. This is the last undisputed champ, fam. I'm reading this now.
Do you know what it is? I got the message and I was like, I was gassed, then I was gutted. Because I was like, raw. is he think I'm one of them crabs in the bucket guys? Because you know when he breaking it down and he said,
My brother's keeper.
My brother's keeper. Oh, that bit hurt still.
Mm-hmm.
So then I seen that and I'm like, oh man. But I was like, raw, like we're actually having a back and forth. Like this is happening now.
Yeah.
And this is Undefeated podcast that we've all had this is happening from a conversation.
And you're missing the fact that Mike Tyson got involved to back Lennox in the argument.
And you know what? Thank God. And this is what I'm saying. Like my wife always said to me that, you know, like, because I'm bad with my phone, like it's documented. The one time being bad with your phone was the best thing that ever happened to us, fam.
You missed a phone call from Mike Tyson.
I missed a phone call from Mike Tyson, which now translated into him having to make a message just to say.
A video message.
Yeah. And that video message changed the game. I'm dropping the bomb, fam. Because when Lennox Lewis saw that video message, he said, raw. Because the way Tyson was talking, it's like we had some level of familiarity. Do you know what I mean? So he's like, and he doesn't call me KG. It's like, yo, Kevin,
yeah.
Yo, leave Lennox Lewis alone.
Leave Lennox.
He just said like that, yeah.
Leave Lennox Lewis alone.
And Lennox is on some, yeah. You know, he responds to what he said in the video. He's like,
That's
yeah,
right.
da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And from there, it was a wrap because remember, all Lennox's fans came out for me.
They started to come for you, bro. That man said, I'll never forget one comment. He said, you'll never be the greatest in the world at anything. And I think even that made Lennox think, all right, you man, relax. Because then he came back to be like, listen, I'm just messing with these guys.
Yeah. Because I was out here retweeting everything.
Yeah.
All the hate, I was like, we're here.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
This is the mix.
This is what happens with like things that are popular, right?
Yeah.
Now
the trolls come.
The trolls come, and I was like, okay, we're here. The trolls have arrived. This is it, you know. And it was exciting. That moment there was exciting, and obviously now when we're in the DMs with Lennox, that's when it's like, oh my God, like
I know.
We're talking to Lennox, but I think the greatest thing was because we said it from the beginning of this. One day we're gonna travel with this pod
and be in an MGM
We're
fight.
gonna be in an MGM fight. We're gonna be in Vegas. We're gonna be somewhere.
We just never imagined it would be in the first year of podding.
100%.
Or was it the first year? I think it was the first year. Yeah, it was.
It was the first year. Well, I said one day us lot will be going to like a fight that all expenses paid. Do you know what I mean? Like that's gonna happen, you know. And it was so mad. And I said the greatest feeling will be with the team, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all in the sky, we're all on a plane, heading somewhere,
laughing and just having
laughing, knowing like this was an idea.
Yeah.
You know, and I said it, I've had those conversations with every single person that's in this room right now. That moment's gonna happen. So just being on the plane and that happening,
phenomenal experience,
bro. But
walking around the MGM Grand.
No, you're skipping. Because we need to talk about. We need to talk about the team though.
Yeah, for real.
Because the team, this is when I realized on the flight, everyone's personalities. So,
REUBS.
Wait, no, we're not gonna just get to REUBS quickly.
Oh no,
we have to get to remember when we thought WALE was 6'9". when WALE
got stopped at customs. WALE got stopped.
Listen, so understand, we haven't got a visa to do what we're doing. Like, there's camera equipment. It's in everyone's bags. Like all the equipment is in.
I don't even know if we should even be putting this out there.
That's fine because we did it like years ago, and like it's okay. Statute of limitations or something. We're cool.
This was 2009.
It's fine. So anyway,
it was the Vitaly Klitschko fight.
So anyway, we put the stuff in his bag, in it. Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, and then from nowhere,
bro.
What country did we land in? Germany?
No, Germany. Yeah, that's right.
We landed in
Germany. A crazy exchange flight.
We landed in Germany, yeah, and this is when I realized all the personalities of the whole group. WALE gets taken. He's snitching.
We all decided that he was definitely snitching. He said, yo, the cat's out the back.
Credit to Wale.
He held it down.
No, Wale was so real. Wale deleted every app.
He deleted his WhatsApp.
He deleted everything.
He deleted Facebook.
But I think he done the born supremacy delete in the pocket, fam.
You know that flash? Man said restore to factory settings. Immediately as he landed, I had to phone his wife. Listen, I don't have your number. I don't have anyone's number. Google is gone. Google's gone. We had no faith.
We didn't know what was going on with Wale, but he deleted everything. So Wale's gone. Wale's gone.
Fam,
yeah.
Ruben
had
the Sherlock Holmes hat. The double peak hat, front and back.
But doing ignorance. Doing ignorance. So we're minding our business. And this is Germany. Big Germany. Don't speak the language. Yeah.
Dusseldorf is all we can talk about.
We're in Dusseldorf.
You remember that night in Dusseldorf?
That night in Dusseldorf was a different night for REUBS, yeah? Anyway, I don't know why REUBS just didn't want to adhere to, like, what they wanted.
Any rules.
I thought that was going to take Ruben. REUBS, hold on. I don't know if there's a mic that's loud enough, like, could you lift that one up? Is that possible? Or if it can't be done, because I would like to know what he was doing, bruv. In that moment, yeah, we can do it. It's possible. One second.
Let's get the mic. Yeah, let's do this.
There you go. Have we turned that one up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was...
All right, so REUBS, talk us through that one, bruv. So,
You're getting into beef.
You're getting into beef.
In the Germany airport.
I mean, we're in Germany. We're flying to Vegas for a big fight. Why did it get like that?
The only thing I remember is that the guy, he asked everyone to take off their trainers. He's telling me to take off my shoes, my trainers, and my trainers took a really long time to get off. Like, you know, that the tall Air Force straps and like, and so I don't even remember what happened. I just remember it took a while to get off, and as I was taking it off, I only remember that I threw the trainer. He was holding the tray. You know the tray.
How did it get to throwing?
You know the security tray that
Yeah.
I only remember that he was sort of waiting for me to take the trainer off.
Yeah.
And I had just thrown the trainer into the tray.
In a way.
And the thing is, he said something about Germany. He said something about we don't do that. He said something along the lines of to let me know that
we don't play that here.
You know, something that, and I was like, here's the thing. It wasn't an ignorance thing. Obviously, I should not have thrown the trainer, but
it sure sounds
heavy, bro. Understand?
The strong boot,
the strong boot one, and
bro.
It's the hollow thing as well.
And the thing is, what's crazy is that he says it wasn't an ignorant thing. This all sounds like ignorance.
Useless, absolutely useless.
You stand up for your rights.
Yeah, there was a violation.
He said, "I have a right to throw my trainer into this tray."
You know what's so crazy about that? Yeah, you know in the airport, everyone usually adheres to the rules.
He said,
"There's a certain place where you just say, you know what, it's the airport.
It's within my rights as a man to throw these trainers
But it's
into
the
this
airport, though. There's certain things that should never happen in the airport, even if you get violated.
It's nuts.
Yeah, you just got because the no-fly zone, the no-fly list. That's a real list.
So wait, hold on. Are we gonna skip to when we was coming back from?
Oh.
And this is when I was done.
Hold on, wait.
We got the footage.
What happened?
He done it again. We're on the plane.
Oh, and you are
Coming back.
No, but again, I was standing up for my rights.
No. See this guy on the way back. We're in before taking off. They're like, you know, the top locker things, and then like I can see a back and forth happening with like REUBS and the lady, the flight hostess woman, back and forth. She says something to him. He says something back. So she's like, "We own the sky. We own the sky. I'm gonna have the last word, isn't it?"
That's right.
Nah,
Not
with that guy.
Right?
So anyway, she says, "I think I see see her walk that way to get someone important. Yeah, and I'm thinking, this is it.
He's gonna get thrown off the
He's
plane.
gonna get thrown off the plane. I said, you know what? We got the Unibet content.
We've hit the contract.
Somehow,
Let's roll.
somehow, this guy's got to get himself out of that situation. We were mad tired, fam. Luckily, I think they just spoke to you. Was that?
The captain came.
Captain came.
Yeah, the captain came and then you called me out. He said, yeah, you said kind of a word.
He said, take it easy. What was the word, fam?
Well, look, when the captain showed up, I had to let him know that I was standing up for my rights. So I had to let him know that his stewardess should just perform. Like, I've never experienced that from anyone. I've flown before. This is not my first flight.
Yeah.
It's not my first time in the air. But what I experienced from that flight attendant, I've never experienced that sort of disrespect from anyone. And so I needed her to understand that ain't gonna fly.
But
Anyway,
but she was trying to tell you that if you keep this up, my bro, you ain't gonna fly.
yeah, exactly. But here's the
Useless. Absolutely useless.
What let me off was that when the captain came, my
Energy was different.
energy was different.
Of course,
Exactly.
because it had to be.
My cousin, my cousin is also a captain as well.
Yeah.
For I can't remember what thingy we were on, but it doesn't even matter. But and I explained that to him, and so I explained to him, look, this is not. I fly. This is not regular behavior.
Oh, you done that? Do you know Simpson? Hey, do you know
my brother?
Man like,
He-
hey, do you know
yeah.
that man like Tyrone? Hey, Tyrone flies as well, you know.
flies as well.
And I'm telling you right now, the service that I just received, Tyrone will never have this. No, not on a Tyrone flight.
Oh my days.
No, respect to let me applause for that man. Still, for real. That's someone that knows his right, Sam. Don't do that to him. No, it's real applause.
It happened,
Like,
though, it
It happened on the thing. Still, it's there. Like, oh yeah, we'll clap it.
Man,
up.
what
There
the
you go.
he wanted the
Yeah,
studio
he wants
one.
the studio
Because
clap.
he knows his rights. He knows
Yeah,
his rights. See that? That's REUBS.
But yeah, that's REUBS. Yeah, it's so mad. And then hold on, this is it. Wait, what? Hold on. There's another guy, the last guy, just to talk. Produce.
The debates, bruv.
Produce will debate with you. Yeah, about anything.
This long-standing debate.
We had a debate. Yeah, it was the longest debate ever. We were supposed to. This is our first night in Vegas. Yeah, and we're like, let's go and see Vegas. We're not gonna have any other free nights. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings up the conversation. The topic is something dumb like
Rio Ferdinand.
Who's bigger, Rio Ferdinand or Lennox Lewis?
Yeah, who's more famous?
He's more
Rio
famous.
Ferdinand or Lennox Lewis?
That
And
was
it spiraled out of control.
clubs.
This-
This
It's
debate
still
is
is ongoing. It hasn't actually finished. There's no nail on the head for this conversation. This brother is adamant.
this is the same guy that said he can get out of the room if Tyson's in there.
This is to give you some context to who Jules is. So we
Useless.
said, yeah,
Absolutely
a
useless.
room. Let's think of it. Let's picture the settings, yeah. A room with the same proportions of a standard garage, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're saying what 7 meters long by 3 meters.
Yep.
He's
And the door
saying,
opens.
and the door opens inwards in this garage. Yeah, there's no other way out. He's saying,
Guaranteed.
he's gonna be in the opposite corner to where the door is. Mike Tyson in his prime is
Yeah,
in the
that's
middle,
it.
right?
And he said he's getting
And
out.
he's saying he's getting out that room, even if Mike Tyson is trying his hardest to stop him, and he would not accept for love nor money that he couldn't do it. That's who Jules is.
That's who Jules is. So we didn't leave that night. That because he said 5 more minutes, and that turned into what we finished at. We finished an argument
It's
at
like
2, 3
3
o'clock.
or 4 strong hours.
Yeah.
And the maddest thing is, we're all sitting in our rave clothes, having this debate. Man, we're ready to go on some, no, 10 more minutes. I just want to make this last point. And it just kept on going, bruv.
Yeah. And then I think the best thing that happened, though, was Monday Night Smoke was formed, I would say.
Do you know what I
On
gotta
that
say just
Vegas
before
trip.
we get, the Monday Night Smoke was
Because
formed.
when me and you had the biggest argument of life.
The maddest beef ever, bruv. That conversation about Fury and AJ turned into an argument.
No, it's Fury and Wilder.
Fury and Wilder.
Yeah. It was
yeah.
the longest mad. I would say it was so mad that literally, you know, when you see us arguing here, like we've argued in it. So like he left the room.
I had to leave
I
as soon as we finished
angry.
podding.
I was
Oh,
angry.
yeah.
I was. We weren't podding, fam. We were just chatting.
The tension in the room was so thick at the end of that recording. It's the episode where we're sitting and the banner is literally on our backs. Because it's like a make-do situation in the hotel room. That's how we were trying to pod on the fly just to keep the content going. But that recording was so heated.
Yeah, it was too heated.
As soon as we wrapped it, I was up and out the room.
No, we podded.
Oh, yeah, then we argued off.
Then we argued offline for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, flipping off.
We argued till morning. That was real Monday Night Smoke.
Yeah.
That's like the real, like, where it was created was in that moment, I would say, because
I was genuinely angry.
I was angry. I was fuming.
believe it.
But we had to share. We was in the same. We had to work it out because we had to share the room, man.
Bro, when I tell you, as soon as that finished, I went for a walk. And I was just out there, just stand. You know, you're in the cold, and it's this feels nice. This is better than what was going on.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, I was upset that I didn't get to walk out and go for the walk myself, fam. I was in the room like, fuck, why am I in the room, fam? Because you know when your person comes back in the room, but they've cooled off, they've had their moment to themselves, bro. I was in the room like, because I felt like when the person, are you done? You know, but I didn't feel that level of, I wasn't that composed. Yeah, I mean, nah, that no.
Do you remember the episode that we tried to do? Was it after the fight or the one where we was so mash up?
Yeah, that's after you interviewed LENNOX.
It was after the LENNOX. Yeah.
After we interviewed LENNOX.
And we had to pod again.
Yeah. It was a mess.
Bruv, I think that's the first ep where man fell asleep during the pod.
We both fell asleep.
We had to abandon the ep.
Yeah. We both fell asleep. My biggest podcast regret, I would say, is not getting out of Lennox Lewis.
Not partying with Lennox.
Because I think that would have secured.
You guys, listen, you guys got to understand, yeah? We got the invite of a lifetime. Lennox, after the interview that we did, was so cool. He was so blessed, like, so cool. Like, you could tell that there was, like, he had a liking for us.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? Said to his guys, you, man, show these guys Vegas.
Take
them to all the shows. I never forget, he goes, all the shows, them.
All the shows.
Take them to see Vegas. So then, man, we're just like, all right, cool. You know what? Hour or two, we link up, we meet at MGM
and
Grand.
Bless Wale, he was trying to get us out. Wale said it over and he's like, so are we gonna, and we're like, listen, we're just gonna rest.
Everyone's just gonna catch a little light snooze.
We're gonna quickly snooze, but don't worry, I promise we'll be back.
We're rolling.
Yeah? I just remember waking up swollen face.
I don't know what happened, bro.
And Wale looking upset.
I remember, you know what it is? I remember I think I phoned you first and it rang out. I phoned Ruben. I said, yo, what's the plan? And Ruben just went, all right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to call you back. I went straight to sleep. Like, I was so tired. It was out of my control. Like, you know when you're that tired, you lay there thinking, yeah, this is just a blink. Bruv, I was gone, fam.
We need to do Vegas again.
100%. We didn't do Vegas properly.
Vegas is embarrassing. We went to that place. Where's that place that you go to eat? That we was there, like, all the
Denny's.
That's what we did.
We did Denny's. That was our Vegas, fam. Denny's.
But the fight was good. But again, we need to do. I feel like we didn't do Vegas. But again, like, then coming home and then
AJ's fight.
AJ
for our live event.
AJ's the live event fight and actually meeting the great defeaters, I would say, is when.
That's when I knew we had something. I mean, obviously before that, there's so many moments where I knew, but like meeting people and when people give you their account of their experience listening to the pod and getting to know you guys through the pod, it's like people come to like, I feel like I know you guys.
100%.
Bro, I'm like, yo, this is how I know that we got something really special here.
I will say,
yeah.
The most tense part of the pod was the Spencer episode.
Fam.
Like, I don't know what was going on for you.
Thing is,
but like, it was tense. I remember feeling like, okay, a lot's happening in this moment.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
from my side, I didn't know where it was gonna go because like I've known Spencer for longer than before the pod.
Yeah.
Just because being a fan of boxing, you start to get to know people who are the ones to follow and stuff like that. So I felt like I could understand what was happening to a degree. I felt like he was trying to get at you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, all right, cool. But then I'm looking at your reaction. I'm thinking to myself, this could go left.
It was a very interesting pod, purely because, and then people, I implore you, if you're new,
go back and watch that episode.
Go back and watch the episode because there's so many questions that I'm asking myself in this pod in the moment. I'm asking myself, am I right? about has he got a point? That's one of the questions I'm asking because I'd ask that question anyway. Like, is he right? Do you know what I mean? Then I'm like, was I harsh on Yard, or have I changed, or am I? And I was asking all these questions, and no was the answer for me. Felt like no, but then I was like, what happens in this moment now?
Yeah.
Like how because this is now, are you professional or not? Do you know what I mean? And it felt like that was a mature moment of this episode. You know what I mean? Because Spencer's been in this game for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's boxed before. He was playing. He knew what he knew what he came to do that day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while I was there, I was aware of what he was doing, but I was thinking, I was literally like, and then the comedy element is, you know, when we start to go back and forth,
banner and back and forth, yeah.
we'll just go. You know what I mean? It's like, and then it's like we will find your Achilles heel.
That's right.
And go for it.
Yeah.
Because it's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's like front row. You know that person in the front row.
Get cracking.
Get him. Do you know what I mean? And you find it. It's like, I don't know, like, you know, like Terminator.
It just comes,
and
yeah.
And you just find that thing.
And the thing
like,
is, it can come from you saying, "Oh, what do you do, man?" And the minute it's like, once you started talking, I've got you. It's mad.
There you go. So, yeah, it was a mature moment. I think I'm happy how that moment went. Do you know what I mean? Because it was
what was crazy is how the pod started versus how it finished.
Yeah.
It finished in a space that I never foresaw with how flagrant it was going.
Yeah.
There was one point where in my head I was thinking to myself, if these men start fighting, what's my role in this? Because I'm like, I'm not really trying to just get into it like where it's like, whoa, you just rushing Spence. I'm like, but at the same time, I can't have man thinking like, right, you didn't have my back. I'm like, I have to give.
It's a very mad one. It's a very mad one.
I'm not gonna be rushing.
It's a very It was a very
outrageous.
It's a very technical pod. All I can say is I was looking down a lot, like, and asked myself, so what do you do now? And you know, you ask yourself your body. So what do we do now?
But there's a bit in the thing where I knew this was not serious on Spencer's part.
Yeah.
Spencer goes to me like you were doing a looking down thing. He tapped me and he leaned into my ear. And he leaned into my ear. He goes, "Watch this. I got him. Watch." And I was like, "Rah, okay, so you're playing a game."
Yeah.
So now it's like, I can't give this up. I gotta let it happen. So I'm sat, I'm watching. I'm just like,
The killer, and that's what I said. Yeah, I'm in here because it felt like boxing.
Yeah.
I'm in here with a technician that knows what he's doing.
5th, 6th round,
and he's
still trying to work.
Yeah. And I'm like, you have to stay where he's at because this is it now, you know. And I'm welcome to this place of we're fans. At the end of the day, as it started, total fans, and it's turned into we give our takes that people listen to, you know. But anyway, I just want to say, and I've said it so many times. All the people on the platform, I love to see what Base is doing. I love to see what Off the Canvas is doing, what October Red's doing. I love the message that Punita sent us. I love all the Soul Stars messages. I love literally like HGM, Lineal, Bruce Kyle, like
all the people that have become
so many
familiar.
Names, foundations.
Yeah.
There's you know what I mean, Jeremiah Vic. I'm talking. There's so many names. Yeah, that like when you go for it. Oh man, literally. Because I can see all the like.
That's right. I can see the names coming up.
Yeah,
but when I do the roll call, I'm like, "Rah, Nev, Rich on Podsa, J Legs, Vibes."
This is what I'm saying. Like,
there's
so many people that are like have been here. You know, what I mean? It's Jeremy, sat in my seat.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Jeremy the surgeon.
Jeremy the surgeon. Yeah, I mean, like, there's been so many, and again, if we don't call you out, there's someone that even tried to set up a Gavin,
yeah, he
tried to set up a fight for me,
and not True Georgie.
Rest in peace as well. Rest in peace to can you imagine? Hold on, booming
Heavy D.
Do you see what I'm saying? So there's been so many
dope moments,
and again, we just say thank you. We say we look forward to like another 100 pods.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And we look forward to it's the lives.
I never forget the first live.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first live we had that mad caller that was so upset that James the Girl lost to you back? Yeah, all right, my boy. He's like, he's got an Olympic medal, man. How could he lose, man? So Eubank Jr., man. Like, he was so pissed. And that live was like, what did we have? 12 man on the live? Bruv, that's going back.
That was crazy.
Oh, mate.
And the imagery, just where he was.
It was crazy.
All right,
You know what's
cool.
mad? Driving to that pod, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember someone stopped me at the traffic light and went, raw, Undefeated podcast.
Yeah.
And we was mad small them times, fam. I was gassed. Anyway, man.
But yeah, let's go,
Just
man.
had to just walk back on the
We
journey.
had to
100
do memory
episodes.
lane and just say, look, we're just thankful, fam.
Fully, because we're fans of the sport.
And this is, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I can't believe it. Like some of the donations today, what was that?
It's insane.
You know what I mean? And again, it makes this happen.
That's what,
You
for
know,
real.
it makes
For real.
this happen. And it's like, I know we got proper big plans. This is the beginning of something, but we do want to have a place like, do you know how nice it is to see our fighters have gone back and forth with the great defeat? Like pro fighters have had back and forths with the great defeat.
With our community, yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer had to answer to Bruce Kai. Anyway, listen, let's get into some of the content and stuff that's happened this week. He did still stopped on his feet. Bruce came with receipts and said, look, that doesn't
sit
add
down.
Up. Doesn't add up.
Let's go.
So yeah, man. Devin Haney fought this weekend.
Bro, I keep saying it and I'll say it here on this platform just so people know that I'm not ducking down from this. Devin Haney is the candy man. Devin Haney is a problem for the division. I believe that there's a reason why man are not lining up to fight him.
Yeah.
I believe there's a reason why it's like you leave him alone because again, he can fight in different ways. Yes, the power's not there, and that's his greatest his Achilles heel, I would say, is the lack of power. Because the guy he hasn't got what Tank's got. You know, Tank can just blow a man out. But then Tank, I feel that Tank has the professionality issues. You know, is he gonna be in shape? Is he gonna come in? Is he dedicated? And then you can argue that, well, maybe he isn't. Maybe he's not as focused on the game as certain other fighters. Then you look at Teofimo Lopez, who I feel I don't know if he's kind of surprised to be in the situation that he's in, but it gives me that. I don't feel like he's up for it as much as he needs to be, and is what I was expecting of him being the champ, especially from where he's from.
Yeah.
I thought he's ready to go. He hasn't given me his ready to go energy. Then after you say Ryan Garcia, and then again, he's just kind of got other interests. More. Then you got one person, you got Devin, who looks just dedicated to this.
Thing is,
that's how I feel about it.
I'll come with you. He's not the candy man to defeat Teofimo Lopez.
Talk to me.
Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. That is a huge feat. You've been in there with a man with a very supreme boxing IQ. He's made champions retire on their stool, mentally quitting because they're like, I can't do nothing to this brother. That's the man that Lomachenko is. Teofimo beat him.
Yes, I agree.
So he's not looking at Devin Haney and thinking, Ryan Garcia and maybe Tank and these other, they're looking at him thinking, I don't know how to. Fair enough, he ain't got power. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of that.
Do you not see that issue? Don't you see it like how Billy Joe has that Eubank thing, and they've got a beef now that it just exists. I see the Teofimo and the Loma, especially because they wanted to fight each other for so long, and they had a back and forth that turns that thing into something separate.
No, that beef is very real.
Yeah.
But it's also a thing about respect more so than it is a beef.
Okay.
It's one of them things where they feel disrespected by how Loma was talking about them, like the energy towards them from Loma. So they're looking at it like, you really think you got this thing? I'm going to show you something. That's what that is. It's not a personal thing. So when he fights him and they're like, right, you didn't even put a rematch clause in. Okay, cool. You really think you got this thing under lock? All right. Took your belt. It's like, nah, you ain't got no rematch clause. I ain't got to chat to you no more. Go and work your way. I'm now going to disrespect you. That's what the principle is of that. That's not beef where I hate you. Eubank and Saunders hate each other, fam.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So with Haney, Haney's got these men shook. Yeah. Because they look at him like, you're not the big star for us to make money cashing out on you. Yeah. But you're just mad dangerous.
Yeah. Is it worth the problem?
And I'm not going to get paid like that fighting you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just Ryan Garcia should fight him. He's not going to for a while. And I knew they weren't going to fight like the serious fighters. He called that Tank. Tank don't want Haney.
Yeah.
These men prefer to go up weight, leave weight, do whatever, because they know his boxing IQ is going to cause them stress.
Yeah. He just changes. I've never in that fight again. He fought at distance. He fought mid range.
Yeah.
Then he fought we're in the phone box now.
That's right. But the reason why I turn off from this route is that Teofimo Lopez don't look at Haney like how the rest of these guys do.
Okay.
He can figure him out. If he can figure out Lomachenko,
yeah,
he can figure him out with a full count.
I feel like Loma was afraid at times in that fight in the first couple rounds
because
you know the power, right?
He felt the power.
He felt the power, and then I think that I do believe that I would say Haney's got the ability, the ring IQ to deal with that in terms of how he gets busy with the jab. Yeah, we're talking he's throwing 45 jabs per round. We're talking someone that he's. I think there's some crazy record about 75. Yeah, 75 jabs unanswered or something.
Rounds in a row of him out jabbing his opponent.
Out jabbing his opponent, and you say to yourself, okay, so he's busy, and usually you need the jab. You want to set up and really get into your work, what you're trying to do here. If he's stopping you from doing that, it's hard to get going. And
my thing is this: like Teofimo Lopez is big for that weight.
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez's body is ready to go up in weight.
Yeah.
He carries power that imposes him. Like, Lomachenko had to do what he had to do because the power was too much.
Yeah.
If he lands those shots that Linares was able to land, it's over, I think. Do you know what I mean? I think he has concussive power. Like, he can stop it in one.
Then
so if he catches you and you're, like, a little bit shaken and like how Haney was, then I'm like...
But that's why I think it's unfair, though, because I
think it's unfair, but it's not
using that. No, I'm just saying using that because Lenar in that battle, I think the public and the media asks for a different type of Devin Haney, right? And he tried to offer us what we wanted. Now, if you get a Teofimo Lopez fight, you can't do stuff for public. You can't do. You have to win the fight for yourself.
Yeah.
If you go out there saying I need to do this to show them that this and I need to do this, no, you don't do that. Mayweather, again, a lot of people didn't agree with some of how Mayweather's fighting style. Did he care? No, he didn't. But I understand why he did it for this fight because he's trying to get public attention.
Make a statement.
He needs to make a statement. Even the last fight he had, it wasn't a statement at all. So it's like I need to wake people up and say, is he exciting enough? Now, if you get a Teofimo Lopez fight, you don't fight that fight in the same way, take the same risks. I don't think so. I think he approaches it completely differently, and you're not doing it to impress him or impress these different boxing media, That's one of the things. But I again, as you said,
I hear you.
Teofimo did beat Loma, put respect on his name.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And just to kind of make a bit more balance in the argument, Linares with those big shots, knocked down Lomachenko.
Yeah.
They didn't knock down Haney. So, it balances the conversation up in regards to them having, so there's
enough there.
There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
All right. John Fury, bro.
Fury, bro, coming out and talking and stuff, man. You know what? Looking into that Fury situation, I'm like, I was really flabbergasted by this interview.
Yeah.
To see him come out and talk, somebody from the Fury camp be so frank. Yeah. But there's also a part of me that feels like it's a bit strategic.
You don't believe it no more?
I don't know if I believe. I'm half and half.
Okay.
I'm skeptical. That's basically what it is. Like I believe a lot of the stuff he's saying is legit, genuine, but then there's also a part of me that's just like, you guys are great spin doctors. Because he's strategically taken the pressure directly off Fury to the camp, to the team. Fury's got all these guys around him. They signed the contract in the fight hall. They did. Why they got him here? Why they got him doing this? It's all about the team, not directly on Fury. The only things that were concerning that were directly about Fury was when he was saying, he should come back and talk to me. But there's obviously no bright lights in Withershaw.
You know what my issue is? So I hear what you're saying, yeah, but then I took another element of this thing. I took the element of him thinking his son could lose. And that was the part that worried me, and it's a part that I've been thinking about for a while. Yes, he did take the pressure off. I do believe that the pressure, there is pressure. As you said, Fury's never defended his title till today, but he's not operating like someone that has to defend his title. He's operating that this fight is a walling. He's operating as if this fight is not. There's a guy that really doesn't like you. There's a guy that's convinced himself. I believe that Wilder believes the lie now. He believes that, the egg weight form, whatever it was, and everything he said, he believes that. 100%. You know, he's in his team where Malik Scott has told him that you having this thing with the court arbitration is just as big as Ali when Ali was not meant to go to Vietnam. These are the things that say he is locked in, you know, but then they do say things that ring true. He said he's put this guy on the floor before where his eyes were rolled back and he didn't know if it's going to wake up. The same guy has been in free camps waiting for this decision. You know, the same man is not only been in free camps, but he said that they want is what they call it, legal homicide is what they're hoping to do. He said that I hope to make him look in a way that his mum doesn't recognize him no more. I want to decapitate him. Now we've heard these words from Wilder before.
That's what I was gonna say. This stuff is not new from Wilder. Yeah. I think the only thing that's been new in this process is his silence.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like you can't underestimate silence from a man that's focused. Do you know what I mean?
Deadly silence.
But there's still a level of delusion for him to compare himself to Muhammad Ali because of the plight he's gone through. How can you compare this arbitration case to get the rematch, to man getting stripped of his boxing career for 3 years because he didn't want to enlist in the army?
Wilder's wild. You know what I mean? That's the answer. Wilder is wild, you know, and that's the craziest thing that his friend said, but he enjoyed it. He loved it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, that's true. You know, but again, he is locked in. That's the part
I really don't see him being a banana skin that everybody suspects. I really don't. I think Fury's just gonna win the fight. Even if it's by KO or if it's just by points, I see him winning the fight. Like Wilder, you know how long it takes to learn new stuff that becomes, you know, natural to you as a fighter. You're probably going to do all these things and pick up one good thing that he actually uses in the fight.
But my issue is he was training for AJ. You know, he's been preparing for AJ. So even as you see him, he looks quite gaunt. He looks quite like
he was getting ready to slim down.
He's really slimming down. Now, if he's smart, he's got to go back to the weight that he had.
That 270.
He has to put that 270 back. You know, that now isn't good for the body.
That's not good weight.
You know what I mean? That now... Again, and that's what his dad was saying. These little things they said he's been preparing for AJ.
But my thing is this, and this is a mad take about Fury, but I think it wouldn't surprise me if he came and he wasn't as good as he's been in the last few years. Like he comes in and he's literally like, you know, shot is not the word I'm looking for, but significantly not Tyson Fury.
Really? Why do you feel that?
Because the thing is, when you treat your body like how he's treated his body, I tell you what, fam, it catches up and reminds you who you are and what you've done to me very suddenly. Fighters, and this is obviously a long way off. Do you know what I mean? There's not much on it because the last fight was obviously a lot of times happened in that fight. This is a man that's blown up to 300+ pounds. He's been on cocaine. He's been on all these other things. He's had issues that, you know, outside the ring and all that kind of stuff. But his body's not been looked after. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? And these are the years when that lack of looking after that discipline shows. Which is why a Floyd Mayweather can be and look like how he did at 37. And why, what is that Garcia? Mikey Garcia's trainer, I forget his name. He is the same age as Floyd. They fought together. But if you see this man, body's all fat, like he's retired. Bro, this guy looked after himself for that level of dedication and his body showed that. Certain men hit 33, 30, and they look like they're finished, shot fighters. Yeah. So with Fury, with the stuff he's done to his body, periods of fighting bums and all these kind of men, occasionally stepping up and doing good things on the top level, bruv, it's all going to parcel up together and surprise us. One day, we'll look at him and be like, rah, boy.
Could you not argue, though, that someone like him that is not really known for the aesthetic in terms of what the body looks like, that it shouldn't matter as much?
It's not about what it looks like, because when you're shot, man show up with abs and they're shot, bro. Look at David Hayes' body in that belly fight, fam.
Okay, yeah.
Guy looked amazing. Under the bonnet, bits.
Gasket's gone.
Fam. Yeah, I mean, and that's what can happen, fam. So man can show up looking how he normally does, and then you look at him thinking, oh, he's a bit slow on his feet today.
Yeah.
He didn't really get out of it. He's landed. Wow, he's down. Fury's down.
Yeah.
And then this suddenly just unravels, fam.
And that's why you have to give Wilder a fighting chance, because you got to be perfect. As we said, you said this many times. You got to be perfect for 12 rounds. You know, that one shot could change everything. And one thing we do know this time, they're not going to throw in the towel. They've taken that right away from themselves.
Yeah.
You know, even no matter how bad it's going,
Keep me in there.
That towel can't be thrown in. And they've done that. They've actually put that clause on themselves because of what happened last time. You know,
nobody wants to get that Mark Breland treatment.
No one wants to get it. No one wants to get it.
Floyd is fighting this weekend.
Bruv. What you saying? Got your hat?
Got your hat. This is such a weird situation where Floyd is fighting this dude because I've seen Carl Froch come up with this mad take.
What's Carl Froch saying?
Man came out and said, I don't have it word for word. I can get it right now, actually. I couldn't believe what I saw. Man said, you do think, oh, what if Mayweather ruins his whole legacy by losing to a YouTuber? That's the appeal. I'm like, I mean, I understand your Sky Sports staff. Yeah, like it's...
Is it on Sky?
Sky Sports, yeah.
It's live on Sky?
They bought the fight, yeah. Which is a complete slap in the face to Josh Taylor. Sky Sports said, give me Floyd. Floyd and Logan Paul, fam.
It's a slap in the face.
Yeah, Josh Taylor's going to have to see this pay-per-view, fam.
It's on Sky, pay-per-view.
Big old undisputed fight last week. Had to be on fight.tv or some random place. Man said, Logan Paul is fighting on pay-per-view.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
But this is an example of why boxing is the way it is. Business is now overruling decisions, fam.
Yeah.
Man don't even really respect the boxing league legacy. They're saying, if this is going to make money, we want in.
You know what? Usually I'd like to be someone that says, I hate it and stuff. And I'm like, new media.
I don't hate it.
New media. I'm like, new media. This is where we are. This is what we are a part of.
I don't hate it at all. Like,
yeah. It's sad for the box. It's sad for people that dedicated their lives to it. But you gotta traverse and understand. It's almost like a new environment, and you just gotta climb.
My whole thing is this year. I look at it like I'm somebody who, if I take a loss, I can get to a space quite quickly where it's like, all right, this is how I need to adapt so that this doesn't happen again. Boxers need to get to a place where they're looking at the business model for how guys like Logan Paul and all these type of people are carrying their profile.
Yeah.
Because guys, like boxers need to start looking at what these guys are doing profile-wise.
Yeah.
To garner interest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a case of you becoming YouTubers. It's a case of you respecting that your profile needs work.
Yes. As
well. Like, I understand time in the gym, but you really do have to do the business thing. Otherwise, that time in the gym doesn't get a platform to display itself.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, one of the reasons why they're going to do their best to sidestep him is because it's like, your profile's not really up there that much. So it's like, I don't need to fight you.
It doesn't make sense. Any Matchroom.
He is, bro.
He's an Eddie Hearn fighter.
Bro, how many men are Matchroom? And now we could look at and say, was he really that good? And that's because a lot of men weren't stepping up. Do you know what I mean? It leaves you wide open.
That's a wild statement.
No.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm not questioning Triple G.
I'm just clarifying for the man them.
That's what I'm saying. But this is what these guys are trying to do to AJ. And he's number one. They're trying to freeze him out.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
But his profile,
that's right.
You can't freeze out someone with a profile like that.
You can't, which is dumb. But this is when I look at fighters who are trying to on the come up, they're trying to build their way, and everyone's cussing YouTubers and all this kind of stuff. It's like, all right, bro, take a camera out and get yourself known.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Give us something because it's the world is different now.
Yeah. And even you know what's so crazy? You have to like take your hat off to like Tyson and the way he's
adapted.
No, but he not just only adapting, but even when he came out, he knew what he was doing with the towel, kite up, and just walk in. Just you walk in, you're so different already.
Yeah.
You're menacing. You play to what you have, and he used it. You know, and he was a big part of that. People were afraid of him as he's walking in. You know, water's all over him. He's walking. It's intimidating.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's someone that he understood the visual branding element.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes the best ones know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now in this, I would say it's an element when it's almost easier. It's easier now than it was back in the day.
Look at Eubank Jr., fam.
There you go. Like you can get the elite camera crew. You know what I mean? Film you 24/7, and you can get it popping. You can get it going. You know, and
do you know who started this?
Go on,
Floyd.
The 24/7
all access.
All access, yeah.
Fam, when that came out, I remember watching it and thinking, oh my days, like
Yeah.
Floyd is the man. Like, just watching, you see the more he's having fun in his house, prepping for the fight, the training camp, and his talking, his sparring videos. You get taken into this thing, and you buy into his journey as a fighter.
Yeah.
And then you have fighters who you don't hear nothing about other than, oh, he knocked out this guy, knocked out that guy. And when you compare that to the fact that you've been on a journey with this fighter, there is no way you're going to want this person to beat him.
Yeah.
So then it's like, even if he loses, it's now, what's he going to do next?
Yes.
And that is what a lot of these guys don't know how to do with their fans.
Yeah.
Make them care beyond boxing and support me.
Yes.
And it sounds like, raw, like, this is all, I just want to be a boxer, mate. I understand. And it's tough. It's tough for man to get. It's like man are making music now and they're saying, raw, like, but you need to be on Insta. Man are like, I just make beats. Cool. But nowadays, the culture is different.
Oh, look at Fumes the engineer, fam.
Fam, exactly.
There you go. There you go. That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
You know? Literally, people, we're undefeated, man. Do you know what I mean? It's mad to say that, but we are undefeated, and we've got to
watch along.
We got we got to
watch along for Floyd.
Oh,
absolutely.
We're 100% doing a watch along for Floyd. Catch your hat.
That's
the name of that watch along. Please enjoy it. Please be with us. We're gonna be in our homes. You know what I mean? Make sure you got your food, man. Make sure you come prepared.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, we're undefeated. Thank you so much. This is episode 100. We got here. Drop a bomb, bruv.
Come on.
I'm gonna drop my own bomb, fam. And let's ring the bell and get out of here, fam.
Thank you, guys. Till next week.
Peace.
Undefeated, you're always gonna go, you ain't.
Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.
I liked it still.
Yeah, same.
I liked it. Very nice, very clean.